Good evening.
Good evening, Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Gurubhyo Namah, Guruji.
Hello.
I request one of you to say a prayer before we begin.
Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Jananam Bhuta Ganati Sevitam Kapita Jambu Falasara Bhakshitam Uma Sutam Shoka Vinasha Karanam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam. Please continue, Sai.
Okay, Guruji. Suklam Bharadharam Vishnum Seshivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashamtaye. Hari Om.
Meanwhile, students, if you have anything to contribute in terms of, I've been seeing this particular combination or this planetary position, yoga, or something that is giving the same result over and over again. If you have anything like that, could be dasha, antardasha, or anything. The next 5 minutes, you can use it for that. Meanwhile, I'll set up the system for the discussion.
I have seen a set of charts with respect to blindness, sir.
Blindness, okay.
Yes.
And what did you observe?
Second house affliction, planets in the second house.
Did you notice any particular planet?
Rahu. Rahu in the second, Mars in the second.
Mostly Rahu.
Saturn and Mars in the second.
I see.
And sun moon afflictions. I particularly selected charts where the natives have blindness from the beginning.
Oh.
Not in middle or like that.
Do you have any examples, Sri Devi ji, about Mars in the second causing blindness?
It's not that only Mars creates this problem or like that. Just cruel grahas in the second house in combination with sun moon affliction. Otherwise, the Mars in second.
Are you having the habit of documenting into a notebook or something like that?
I have the charts in my Jagannath Bhara, sir.
Laptop. Okay.
Yes. These are all. I mean, in Astro Data Bank, I took these data.
Oh, you got it from there. Okay.
Yes. Celebrity charts most of the times.
Okay.
And the first chart I saw was triplets born, all have blindness from the beginning, okay. And it was the time of eclipse. It's pure eclipse time as well, starting eclipse. Sun moon exactly opposite.
Oh.
Solar eclipse, and all the born babies have blindness, and the third one have extra autism.
Oh.
I see.
So you can start, setting up a database with different topics, and maybe we can take turns. You can take turns.
Yes, sir.
And do a presentation that gets you. You'll become more confident.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And in the Astro database, the mother name was Rolls Pat from Australia. Because I thought this data must be 100% correct, because all triplets have blindness, and the mother gave the data, and it was not that old. 1975 birth.
Oh, it is somewhat, comparatively recent times. Okay,
yes,
that's what you're saying. Yeah, that's a very nice point. Because if it is anything before 1950s, then can't be trusted.
Yes.
Did I?
So Sridevi ji,
I am Pavni.
oh, sorry, who is it?
No problem. Pavni.
Pavani.
Pavani, yeah. So in the Astro Dentist, right? So
Astro database.
Astro database, yeah. Astro.com, is it or different database?
It's Astro database. I mean, you can type it like that.
Okay.
Astro Data Bank.
Bank. Yeah, right. Astro data bank. Right. And you can give just blind itself there, and you will get many charts.
What was the name of the mother or the child?
Rolls Pat. ROLESPAT. From Australia.
I see.
But that was the mother, right? We need the
This is the
child's
mother,
name.
and the mother in that information, the mother gave the
No, the mother gave the information.
Oh, okay, okay.
and
So
one born at
we all, perfect.
10:20, and other born at 10:40, and so there is a gap for all the three children. But it was eclipse time, pure eclipse time, and the sun moon are exactly opposite. Just 3 degrees difference is there. The moon, then it will come to it's behind the sun, or not exactly, but the axis is there.
Mm-hmm.
And Rahu Ketu debilitated on that axis.
So okay, can I share, Guruji, a few?
Yes, please.
Yeah, can you enable sharing?
Oh, you want to share, is it? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Multiple participants, yes.
Yeah, I think I'm using the same thing. Like, did you go and search, in this by this approach, or you just went ahead and searched, in the search button?
And you can just give in the Google itself, Astro Data Bank blind charts or something like that.
I did that. I got a lot of,
Yeah, this
Yeah, but,
blind 119 or just,
I mean, the horoscope is circular, right? And these are all
Just
very
put in
difficult.
blind 1975. I got their charts.
Okay.
this is the first one, Rolls Pat. Yeah, the mother is the Rolls Pat, and she gave the information.
Yeah, if you go down, you see triplets. You say triplets rolls. So you go down and then you can check it.
Yeah.
So usually, like, what I do is, I use the same thing. If I go here, right? So I also look for the ratings. I think you also do the same thing. Like, I exclude, B and C.
Oh,
I use AA and A. This is actually more powerful search. So you can filter out like any bad ratings or incorrect birth timings. So you can just go ahead and select.
okay.
What you want.
The problem is you can't select more than one parameter.
At one time.
No.
Because they are not paid members, and they don't take memberships as of date unless you do go through a long process.
How is it? Okay, that I didn't try, but I used to filter like between same
Only
thing.
child, order of birth. What is that? Family distant. Family large.
Yeah, I'm looking for actually blindness over here. So that's what I was actually checking. So I can get filter out only the good rating ones.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
but
will be
this
in
one-
diagnosis. Yeah.
Diagnosis.
This is from autobiography. Yeah.
Okay.
Major diseases. Oh, eyes. Yeah. You can click on eyes.
Okay.
Also explore that major diseases part.
I also add filter, like, if you want. But I think this may not be.
Is this tropical or our system?
I think it's not our system, Guruji, but I'm not sure. Like, I'll ask. I'll see if anyone else knows.
Because if you refer to, what is they're giving a lot of. Okay. We have.
No, we can use the DTP, Guruji.
Yeah, that's what we have to use the DTP and look at it. No, but the filter allows you to check how many times a particular planet was in a particular sign. I saw that.
Yeah.
That's
Add
nice,
this filter, right?
Yeah. but I do not know whether we can take this because this might be tropical. Okay. We are using Ayanamsha on the tropical, right? Which they may not use. And so we may get
Yeah, we
confused.
just have to take the birth details, Guruji.
Yeah, that's the only way. Yeah, take the birth details.
That's what we have been doing from this site.
Oh,
This is
Yeah,
actually matching with our the Vedic charts most of the
Oh.
time. And the problem with taking the second parameter of grahas and houses is that then our research will not be 360 degrees. It will be focused on a particular graha or a particular house. So we usually don't do that.
okay.
We don't go down to that second parameter.
Oh,
So what we need to do is we'll remove this second parameter, and the first one we will do it as a duplicate.
okay.
So we can have two parameter search, and that will be giving us better. For example, rich rags and from rags and riches story, and then we go with special abilities.
Oh,
So you'll be zooming in particularly on people who are who have come up with a hard struggle or something like that. In my case, I will be searching for chess players also.
oh,
Very rare, very difficult. You'll get only a small list, like around 15, 20. And then with that, we have to work around.
I see.
So again, Guruji, I think when I mentioned this when I visited you in person. So I created a software for astrologers. It's not as sophisticated as most of them use, but I'm trying to make it along with my friend. So but the powerful tool which I have is like for especially for astrologers who wants to do research. If you can go and register on this website, and then what you can do is you can create profiles of your clients.
Oh,
You can see. So I have a lot of clients over here, profiles. And then you can also use it for your research. For example, if I want to see, can anyone give a combination like Venus in 5th house and celebrity, something like that?
Can you have four grahas in the
Venus
8th? Saikaru, 4 grahas in the 8th house.
4 grahas in the 8th house.
no, I don't think he has created one like that.
Okay.
Conditions. He's now starting to do something with planets and lords, I think. Okay. How many people have 11th lord in the 12th? Foreigners as friends, right?
Yeah,
They
I
go
can add
abroad.
multiple rules, but search.
Search. John F. Kennedy worked sometimes something to do with foreign, some positions before he became the president, I think.
John F. Kennedy.
Where is the 11th lord? Yeah,
He
correct.
served in the army
Which one?
in a different.
Were you saying something?
I think he served in the army in a different country.
Yeah, something to do with foreign. We can always, find out. Nice, very nice. So Sai, you developed this entire thing?
I and my friend Guruji.
Oh, very nice. Later on, I think you can add more, what do you call it? Filter. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
And if this and then this and then this, something like that. Or at least start with one and one, just one. For example, you want to ask Rahu, let's say Rahu in the 5th, and dispositor of Rahu where, right? That would be a nice search point because for Rahu always.
Fifth
But
lord.
I think you have to specify that, Guruji, like the Rahu dispositor, you have to be.
So you'll have to create the tool, right? The logics.
Yeah, but you say Rahu dispositor, like someone has to be like it should be Venus or Jupiter. You have to mention specific.
No, Saigaru, Rahu in 5th, and there you have 5th lord, no? You can take that.
Yeah, the 5th. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, 5th lord in.
You got it. 5th lord in
Dustana.
12th. Yeah. And then search. These people will have trouble with children.
Yeah, if I don't have any
Oh, it won't show.
clients, yeah, it'll not show. If I have clients, then any database like that, it'll show. For
Very
example, yeah, you can search for celebrities also. Like I have created some tags because just now Sridevi, Pavani Garu mentioned, right? So she mentioned like actress, right? Or someone, or it could be some disease, correct? So like drugs. Okay, tags equals to drugs, and I'll delete this role and I'll search. So I think we did some BSP session on October 16th,
drugs, is
2022.
it? Oh,
Yeah. So
That's
I think we did
nice.
lots.
So,
Yeah, we
are
can.
you,
You can keep
yeah,
adding.
this is
One thing I like about this chart is also the mixing of Navamsha and the D1, right, Sai Garu?
yeah, mixing of
In
numbers
one
is also
display.
there. Yeah, you can also
I
like
was
overlay this.
And
I had
and
asked for the transit chart to be implemented inside. I think it's a work in progress.
Yes, yes.
and Sai, are you like taking APIs like from
wait a
maybe
minute,
Astro?
Sai, on the top, the quote keeps changing. Is it for every page, or is it
Yes,
randomly?
yes, Guruji.
Wow,
Yeah, I have done
really,
it.
that's very interesting. All anyone can see in a birth chart and are tendencies that will become facts if he does not do something to alter them. Oh my God, I've been saying this for 30 years.
Deja vu.
This thought came to me naturally, in a as early as 92 itself, I came up with this idea because I was just thinking, what could be the purpose of astrology if you can't change anything? Yeah, are you just going to use it for that, to just say what's going to happen? Of what use is that if you can't do anything about it? Very nice. You spoke about it once, but I never, we never saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think I said when I met in person itself, I told.
Then slowly keep. I'll tell you how you can do. Keywords, just one word, like sun in the first, just one word, not statements.
Okay.
Afterwards, run something. How many times this word appears for this horoscope? How many times does it appear? Come continuously, like anger. If Lagna Lord is in the 12th, and then 5th Lord is in the 6th, angry, and one more anger, 3-4 times anger. Then you
Yeah,
start giving some rating, and then say this person must be definitely known for his temperament problems, like that.
Yeah, actually, we are doing this kind of
Yeah.
rating here.
Yeah.
If you
So
see
Dana,
this,
Dana, how many times in one horoscope do you have combinations for wealth? Where lords of houses in different houses, planets in different houses. If you have some yogas, whatever is connected to Dana yogas, you
Sure.
add some weightage, you give some extra points in case the rules are big, like what
Yes,
happened in Bill Gates chart. So if you feed in Bill Gates chart, it should be able to say something. I started developing this, but after that I got tired and I gave it up because I was only trying to do it in GW Basic. I did this for when I was working in Sifi.com. Now I don't use that, but it shows, it gives me a lot of clues about a horoscope. Very nice. Okay. Now, maybe we'll have, more sessions on, what Sai is doing. Really interesting. And since we'll start our Patreon session, let me have one last check whether I got it right. Yeah, it's right. Moon at 13 degrees, right? Okay.
So what are we doing? Just analyze.
Right. I'll show you the Baba chart is on page 2. Okay. House. First, what do you do? On page 2, we have the D1 and equalos. So this is something that you should always do with every chart. So, and see which planet has changed positions in the Baba chart. The Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, they all stay in the same place, right? Venus, but others have shifted.
Okay. Rahu.
The big, if I say which planet has something to do with our, as far as our, the opposite of moksha and that which causes rebirth, which planet do you think is the prime planet for Rahu, and why?
Rahu is desires.
Moon maybe also.
Is that exact? Or do you want Rahu? Do you want to describe Rahu in a better way than desire? Okay.
Obsession, like in its
Obsession. You would say obsession. Okay. What could be obsession? What is obsession?
That you cannot control.
Some people keep on, next, like that, they drink. One more, until they, kind of faint. There are people like that.
Can I say something?
What is Rahu comparable to?
Yes, Guruji. Can I say something about Rahu?
Yeah.
So it's once again, I think I've spoken about Rahu also previously. Rahu is basically the Asura Guna who is in search of the immortality or the elixir of immortality. And he searches in the wrong directions. So he goes behind addictions, because even liquor or alcohol will also provide you, even drugs will provide you an escape from reality. So that way, Rahu goes outward. And that's why he's constantly searching for the answer to the moksha, how to attain moksha. So instead of going inward, he's going outward. And that's the cause for the constant birth and rebirth. And the moment he stops searching outwards, he starts becoming, we follow the Ketu energy, then we get this jnana or wisdom. And
what starts with Rahu ends with Ketu.
Exactly.
Okay.
We pierce the wheel of Maya with the help of Ketu energy, not with Rahu energy.
And it's the unfinished karma.
The karma that got created because of going outward and outward and outward seems to be having this momentum of multiple lives. And one fine day when we realize that all this is futile, then we go inwards.
Nice. Easiest way to understand why Rahu could be the main graha is because it's always going backwards. That is one. So whenever you say backwards, it's obsession. What is forward? What is our goal? What is the goal of all of us? Moksha. So what could be backwards? Going away from that.
Yeah.
So anything that takes you further and further away from moksha could be Rahu. So please do not think it is in the normal context, it's always bad from the, at least from the material point of view of the normal human world. I'm not talking about the yogis, but normally Rahu can give a lot of wealth also, right? But then that is what the person desired and he wants it. So it is like the Swarbanu wanting the Amrita. So in the beginning, somebody said desire. Everything, most of you answered it well. So if you examine the Samudra Manthan story in whatever way you can, you can write a book on Rahu, right? Because that story is enough to tell everything. So this Maya is born because of the Sun Rahu interactions. Please let at the end you just I can show you the diagram of how Rahu and Ketu is formed. Okay, I think some of the advanced students here already know about how Rahu and Ketu happen in the sky, right? The sun path and the moon path cut at 2 points. Sai, it is Malaysia. I'm sorry, that's why you're trying your best to, but it won't. The Lagna degree won't tally, right? You have to. 1 minute. I'll tell you the place.
Is it Kuala Lumpur?
Sungai Petani. Sungai. Okay. Sungai Petani. Malaysia. 5 north and 39 and 100 east and 30. Okay. I mean, it's a very popular place you must get. And GMT is +8 because born in, I think after 82, it was adjusted to GMT +8.
Is it April 6th, Guruji?
Yes.
Thanks.
No, sorry. 4th June. Oh, it's the other way around. Yeah. It's the Indian format. 4th June, 1986. 1340.
Yep. Except US, everyone else follow the same standard.
Yeah, yeah. Now this is Indian. 4/6. Yeah. Sorry for that confusion. Okay.
And the Lagna degree is at 24 degrees. Did you have the same?
You want the Lagna degree? I'll change the page. So Lagna degree is 23 degrees. Right? You must have got the same thing.
Yeah, I think I got 24 exact. 24.
You got it rounded.
Yeah, rounded. Yeah.
What do we use here? Chitrapaksha Anamsa. And yeah, it is Chitrapaksha only, right? You also use Chitrapaksha. It's also called True Lahari.
Okay, well, Chitrapaksha. Okay.
There is slight difference between just Lahari, which is called traditional Lahari, and Chitrapaksha. True Lahari.
So I should search True Lahari in.
Yeah, you search for True Lahari in the Jagannatha Hora and set it up like that.
Oh no, I'm also using Sri Jyoti.
For Sri Jyoti, then it is I don't know, what did I see there? Chitrapaksha. Just Chitrapaksha, that's all. It is a Chitra Nakshatra based. Chitra is a star where you can actually see the star. That it's quite bright, and that bright thing comes very close to that 180 degrees of Libra, because on Ashwini starting point we don't have a star to mark Ashwini, so they took the reverse of it, and then try to connect the Ainamsha to that. And it's all not needed, but it's okay if you get 23 something. Okay.
Guruji, is this person gay?
Why?
Sun, Saturn, opposite 7th Lord in the 4th, and then Mercury goes back in the
What
Bhava
happened
chart.
to Sun, Saturn where? Because
Sun,
see,
Saturn, mutual aspect.
the topic was which part of his body got injured. So then suddenly you're coming up with a new
Okay. Okay. Yes,
Anyway,
okay.
it's
That's
okay.
what I meant.
Okay, you just let me know what is that Sun Saturn opposition. Okay, one.
And then Mercury also joins in the Bhava chart with Sun, neuter planet, another neuter planet. I think in Bhava they are together, right? Sun and Mercury.
Want to see the Bhava chart. This one?
Yes, Guruji, yes.
The one problem this is a male chart. This male had one problem that he was born in the nakshatra of his mother. So what is the nakshatra?
Ashwini Nakshatra.
Ashwini, right?
14 degrees. Yeah. Should be
Yeah.
Ashwini.
Yeah, 13 degrees. 1326, the last part, right? 1320, the nakshatra changes.
Yes.
But born in the nakshatra of mother or father calls for a remedy. You do not know exactly what goes wrong with that, but it's generally, it comes under inauspicious birth.
Guruji, but these edge cases, when we change the Ainamsha, they would change the nakshatra, right?
Yeah, there is a problem with Ainamsha, yes. If you change the Ainamsha, it's on the whenever border nakshatras, that is astrologer's nightmare. But since we are sticking to just one true Lahiri, so it must be 1316, I think. Maximum little this way, that way. Anybody's getting other than 1316? For feeding it.
For me, all the degrees are same, Guruji, including the Ashtaka.
Same degree. Same degree. Okay.
So Guruji, is the injury on the teeth?
Injury on the knee.
Teeth.
On
Like
the, feet.
Teeth. 7th Lord in the 4th.
7th Lord in the 4th. Even, teeth you said. I thought feet. Okay.
Teeth, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Soumi is asking?
Yes, Guruji. Mm-hmm.
You sound different today. Why?
I don't know. Is my audio not good?
No, it's okay. But as long as you're Soumya, okay. Srivastava.
Yes, Guruji.
And sir, one more point is only 0.47% left is nakshatra, sir. He has to, he has to take birth in Ashwini.
Why? What did he say?
Just 0.47% left in Ashwini nakshatra. Otherwise, the nakshatra would have changed.
Oh, you're saying some connection between mother and child.
Yes, I think so.
So why suspect it could have been Bharani? Before that he's taking birth.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a nice point.
When did the accident happen, Guruji?
We'll try to find out a little bit and then I'll let you know. But Soumya, why did you say teeth?
Guruji, seventh lord in the fourth.
Seventh Lord in the fourth. That's from Maharishi Parashara's BPHS, right?
Correct. Yes. Mhm.
You told us so many times, Guruji. Seventh Lord in the fourth.
I see. Did we do this chart before? No.
I think, Guruji, you did this partially. I don't think you revealed all the planets, but I suspect you've done this chart with when you drew it with some planets only.
Oh,
We-
I just
I
filled,
cannot
I
be
just
sure
filled
of
in the
that.
planets. Okay.
Yeah, we did some
Yeah.
Saturn Sun opposition like this on 410 axis.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think this is regarding the, as you mentioned, like the gay person.
Oh,
The LGBT session, I think. You had revealed Sun and Saturn in that, as far as I
so I was
remember.
getting really, eerie feeling, my God, you're getting all the answers. I was just wondering, where do you get these answers?
Come to see the question paper was leaked.
I was just wondering, is something else happening here? So, everybody to the dot. Okay. Okay, then try to find out when it happened. Good.
Oh, so that was the second question.
Yes.
The teeth.
Yeah. Actually, a little bit of even the leg was hurt and the wrist was hurt. Okay. But it was a complete, the entire dental, the entire thing was replaced. Okay. Why vehicles? Okay, I'll go back to the Bhava chart. Maybe from here you can pick up something. Why vehicles? Yeah. Oh, Sam,
Yeah, someone typed. Someone sixth
Samsung.
lord.
Who
Sixth
is
lord.
Samsung? Samsung is new to our Samsung SS. What is? But Sai is on top, right? So who answered 6 in 4 in chat? Is this person new or they change the?
Oh, I think someone is using their device name as
Yeah.
Oh,
Shirisha.
Sirisha. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So she got it right?
Guruji,
Six
now
lord-
I'm confirmed. This
Huh?
is the chart we had done. I'm confirmed now. This is the chart you had discussed in that LGBT because you mentioned the same thing.
Okay. So 6th lord in
Yes,
the fourth.
Guruji.
6th lord in the fourth. Okay. Is this Saturn so bad?
he's on his own nakshatra also.
It is very strong there, sir, opposite to Sun and retrograde.
See, sometimes you see, you to get additional points, gives you a great feeling, right? Astrology works from several angles. Though we generally don't do Gemini that much. Do you see next to Saturn GK?
Gnatikaraka. Yes, sir.
Is that in context? Trying to tell something?
Yes, sir. Accidents like that.
Accidents,
pain,
right? Yeah. So one more angle to it, right? But if you want to say something else, it could also be taken as simply 7th lord of Maraka, close to death, right? It was life and death situation. So on what date do you think, can you make a wild guess? It's okay because there's no need to guess the date, but some wild guess.
Maybe Rahu Saturn, sir.
No. What date? Date like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
7,
8 or
28 or 17 or 26.
8 or 17 or 26. So Anu got it right. It is 17th. Okay.
how to get the date, Guruji? I didn't understand. Like how 17th?
No, it was just something to do with it can be a Saturday, it can be something. Okay. Well, but it was not a 17th. It was a Saturday.
Yeah, that's why I said 7. I thought like
Yeah.
Saturday represents 7.
No, Saturday is 8 related and Saturn related. Saturn's number is 8, not 7. Okay.
Oh, okay. Because I started like Sunday as 1.
Oh, like that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. But on that day, the moon, the 12th Lord, happened to be in Saturn place. So it is 2 times. It's called double domination. Moon in Saturn Rashi, but it is on the date of the event, it is Shravana Nakshatra. Okay. Shravan star. What is the peculiarity of Shravan in this connection?
Moon's nakshatra, sir. Moon is a moon's nakshatra.
Yeah, moon. So, moon and anything to do with Saturn, it gets a lot of negative energies, right? In this case, it happens to be one is hospital and injury, bedridden, was bedridden for a long time. So 12th Lord, 7th Lord, Maraka, 6th house placed, and already we have 6th Lord in the 4th vehicles. So it was like on that day. Okay, it happened. So now try to make a wild guess. Which dasha and antardasha?
Venus, Mars, Guruji. Venus, Antardasha, because it's vehicles and it's in the 12th.
Venus. Okay. Now, first we have to, I have to show you the order, right? In how the dashas are. He was born in Ketu the dasha, maybe Ketu ending. So must be having a full Shukra in front. Then maybe Shukra, Surya dasha and so on, right?
Maybe in moon Saturn.
Moon Saturn, like moon Saturn.
You want to say moon Saturn? Okay.
2016.
Don't tell me we did this in the last session.
No, Guru, we did not do this.
But in that case, I'm giving up. Okay. Game over. Yeah.
Yeah, moon, because 12th house Lord is moon. And
because the accident happened in moon Saturn.
Okay.
You people are getting very smart. So that's why I thought maybe I spoke about this when I discussed this chart. I don't think so. I never discussed anything else other than the gay topic or maybe the tooth, right?
Guruji, actually, you did talk about the accident, so I didn't say anything.
And Sai has
I just revised that session today.
You're saying Sai has such memory?
You did talk about accident, Guruji, but you didn't give out what dasha, antardasha.
Yeah, then that's really remarkable, right? I now accept that when you say I discussed this randomly with just a blank, maybe I would have used my iPad on which I have the green, the South Indian chart in which I would have moved planets around and showed you something. But this is really getting interesting, like how quickly you said Chandra Dasha and Saturn Antardasha. My God. Maybe do we connect it to the fault of mothers, that the mother's nakshatra is the same as the boy's nakshatra, something like that? And then connect it to Chandra. Is there something like that we can connect? Okay, why Chandra Shani?
Shani is the sixth lord and Chandra is the
Okay.
12th lord. Both are in Sashtashtaka.
And the same planet was also the one which is responsible for the dental problem, right? The seventh lord and the fourth.
There's another reason, Guruji, that when you take moon as a Dashanath, then Saturn is 8th, running the Bhukti from the 8th.
Wow.
And
100.
Saturn
100.
being the 6th lord is also running a Dasha from 8th and from the MDL lord. And MDA himself is a 12th lord. So he's going to give that Bandhana effect, the hospitalization effect.
Wow.
And the 6th is the reason. The Saturn is the one who does this, the experiencing of all the karmas that you're supposed to experience, along with the 12th lord.
So from moon,
Saturn is 8th.
Yes.
Exactly in Bhava Madhya.
And not only from moon, is also conjunct with Rahu. So we have that added up, the piling up effect of Rashi Drishti. And Saturn is also the GK, Nadi Karaka. So if you take the Saturn Drishti, the Rashi Drishti, it works that way also.
But I didn't understand the Bhava Madhya aspect.
Bhava Madhya, you want to know how it is done. See what you do. In the same way you calculate the Lagna Bhava chart from the ascendant degree, you just imagine moon is the middle, it's like a Lagna, and then you start calculating how much deviation is there from that 13 degrees with respect to Saturn. Jagannatha Hora allows you to create, and even Sri Jyoti allows you to create different Bhava charts based on planets. So if you go to the Bhava chart and right click, and instead of selecting Lagna degree, select moon. And in that chart, you will see moon is in the 8th, but it won't show the percentage, right? The percentage you do it in your mind. Moon is at 13 degrees. So all the 13 degrees will be Bhava Madhya for moon. So if anybody is close to 13 degrees, it means that it is very close to the Bhava Madhya. When planets are in Bhava Madhya, the rule that Kishorji just now spoke about, that would become very strong, very powerful. In the same way, if you read from Lagna, that prediction that is given in BPHS will become very strong if it is in Bhava Madhya. As it goes to the sides of from the center point, how much deviation happens, that much weaker you can't confirm the event. You can't be very sure it's going to happen. But when it is 100% or close to 100%, then it is more, I think, fated to happen. It's more fate. You see, throughout my career in astrology, I had given date prediction only based on moon's connection with Saturn in the sky. There is a moon getting into Makara. The same logic holds for if something has been delayed for a long time, the event will happen in January 15th to March 15th. Do you know why? If something has been delayed for a long time.
Sun goes through Saturn signs.
Yeah, the sun goes through Saturn sign. So sun and Saturn is the opposites. And so when the sun comes, suddenly it brightens up that and removes the affliction by Saturn. So, but moon is not like that. Moon could be more on the negative side. So when the moon gets into, so the first prediction I made, some of you who have been with me for a long time know about the story. I gave the date of death of a person, and that unfortunately that prediction made me very famous in Chennai. it's only based on the moon's entry, moon's connection to Saturn. I based it, the entire work was based only on that. So when the moon comes to Makara, and then it goes deeper inside and connects to the moon nakshatra itself, which is already a Saturn, it will become like 2 times Sadesati. So Shravana nakshatra, be very careful when somebody is going through Shani Chandra, Chandra Shani, you can see something happening. But of course, this for in this chart, you got all the permission, because from Lagna also the moon is the 12th lord, and now we pointed out to some more issues with moon and Saturn. Okay.
Sir, at the time,
Another reason, Guruji, is Saturn is a karaka for teeth diseases or affliction to teeth. So that is another piling up reason.
Okay.
And on top of that, it is also in a Papakartari if you look at the Rashi.
Nice. That is, if I had simply said 4th lord, 7th lord in the 4th, and then used Maharshi's words that it can create dental problem, that 7th lord need not be Saturn. So Kishorji is saying you have one more stack up on that, because the 7th lord also is the karaka for teeth and fracture and breaking. Right? Actually, the bone, he had some fractures also. So the bone karaka is not Saturn. The bone karaka is Sun. Breaking of it, decay, when a dentist drills, he does root canal treatment or pulls out, all of that is Saturn. Okay.
Sir, one more point I want to add here. The Saturn at the entry period of moon and Saturn, the Saturn came 30 years completed, and Saturn came to that position once again.
Wait a minute. Can you repeat that last line?
At the time of accident, the Saturn is in the same position as in the D1 chart. 30 years completed.
Oh, it is a Saturn cycle. Oh,
Yes,
okay. Oh, okay. Saturn return. 2016. Okay. Was born in 1986. 30. Oh, we missed that point.
Guruji, was the accident in 2017?
No, 2016.
Okay.
No. Sorry, 2017.
Yes, because I'm seeing 2017 as a very strong piling up case for accident, being Moon, Saturn, and Sun. Sun is the other karaka for bones and teeth, I guess.
Okay. Which month you think it could have happened, the accident?
7th month, Guruji, around 7th month, plus or minus 1 month. That is either August or July or June.
I would say just keep it on the opposite side, because whatever angles you are looking at, just go to the 6th house. That's where it happened. The sun was in Makara.
Makara. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was 28 Jan 2017. I don't know if you're good enough. I mean, if you're eager, you want more. 28th Jan 2017, 1:40 p.m. at Kuala Lumpur is exact. You can create another chart for the accident itself, and you might come up. 28th Jan 2017, 1:40 p.m. at Kuala Lumpur.
How is Mercury coming as a Pratyantar?
Pratyantar.
Yes.
Mercury is second lord.
Is Mercury? Oh.
Mercury is second lord.
Okay.
And 11th lord, most malefic.
No, but it should be connected with the body parts also. No, that is the reason why I'm.
No. You are right. Some wrist also fractures were there. So the Mercury rules the hand and especially the wrist.
Okay.
All the writing, you write.
Wrist part, we can take the 4th house, no, Guruji, because anywhere between 3rd and 4th.
No, the entire hand is third house, third related, but the Mercury becomes a karaka for the fingers and this part.
Yes.
Because you draw, you play, everything with that communication.
Yeah, mainly the fingers. Yeah.
Fingers.
Loss of teeth will also cause speech problem, probably, because you said entire teeth was replaced, right? So he might not be able to speak also. I'm connecting that to Mercury. Is it
Yeah,
logically
that is
connected?
second house. That is second
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
The second house. Yeah, more of
No,
second
no.
house than Mercury.
No, the entire jaw was actually reconstructed. Poor thing. Extremely unfortunate event. Well, you have some specialist, right, in dentistry that, what is that? Face, Faciomaxillary. I forgot. It's a specialized where they reconstruct the jaw.
And how long was he actually confined to the bed, Guruji? Or was he like having restriction of movement?
I think for nearly 3 months, I think, roughly.
Guruji, what is the significance of Saturn return?
No, how do you connect it is one of something of which Saturn signifies can be triggered by a Saturn return. That means it should, what result will it give? What will a trigger do? The trigger will do what is already loaded. Loaded is the bullet. So karma already waiting, the 6th Lord 4, 7th Lord 4, all of it waiting. So when Saturn comes back to the same place, it repeats that position, and therefore it adds to the point. It adds up. Actually, the transits are usually ignored in a reading because we can't really look back and forth in the past, where were the planets and so on. But given time like this, when you're doing research, it's always good that one of you keep the chart ready. 28th Jan 2017, 1:40 p.m. Why exactly at 1:40 p.m. at Kuala Lumpur? We might learn a lot. So when anything returns, it is a rare event, right? Most of us retire at 60 because Saturn and Jupiter will return to the same place. Anybody?
Also in Shadbala, Saturn is also the tallest in Shadbala, Guruji. So it is definitely going to deliver.
Oh, yeah, we can use that idea. That is, where did you see that?
And Moon is the weakest.
Shadbala. Yeah, Moon is weakest.
Moon is weakest. The Moon is having a problem, right?
If Moon is
any
weak,
unusual
this Moon
obsession
Rahu combination will give also bad effect. Also, this Moon Rahu cannot be happy for him. I mean, the Moon Dasha we are discussing, Moon Saturn created the problem, but Moon Rahu will, is not also that happy for this native, because the Moon is already weak.
Yeah.
Guruji,
And
can we
also,
consider
any
the moon?
One second. Any unusual obsession for this native in childhood or maybe in general?
No, he is confused. I think some of you remembered this. He's terribly confused. He doesn't know what. He doesn't know whether he's this or that. Okay.
There are a few parameters we discussed yesterday, Guruji, and today I actually compiled all of them, and I found that there are a lot of streaks which are common in all the charts that you have given, Guruji.
Very good, very good.
So
please.
I see that parameter here also, but I'm hesitant to share it because it was meant for the BSPA, and I don't know if today is BSPA or not.
No, today is not BSPA. Okay, the
Okay,
general.
so
Yeah, we will keep that reserved.
definitely.
You keep going ahead because it could be a definitely something where we can even plan to do a regular maybe publish a book. We'll think about it. Okay.
Yes, Guruji. And also there are AA charts which are having all those combinations, and I'm also
yeah,
looking at
we wanted to add 30 more charts, right?
yeah. No, not only that aspect, there is something called as pedophilia, that is something very horrible. So that also is coming up in the search.
Oh, I see.
So what is it like, Kishore garu, like for this chart or maybe something else?
No, not for this chart. I'm talking about a
Yesterday's.
discussion we had yesterday.
Hmm.
So any aberrations
We
that
had
we
it on
see.
Friday. We had it on Friday.
Oh, it was just like yesterday. Okay. So any aberrations that we see, Guruji, whenever we spot it in the chart, we have to take it in this logic that all crows are birds, but not all birds are not crows. So
Yes,
when
yes.
we see something like that here, outrightly we cannot say to the client, are you having any problems? Because then
No.
that may not work actually. So sometimes you have to keep things under wraps.
I mean, I also concluded the same way a long time back with astrology. I used to think every time there was heavy rain, there were dark clouds. But every time there are dark clouds, there is not rain. Okay, something like that. So we can come up with so many analogies like that to say why it doesn't. Maybe there would be something else in the horoscope that kind of negated that, which we are failing to see. So when you're talking about one condition, that's why we're getting, what you said just now. We have another statement like all isosceles triangles are equilaterals, but not something like that. Equilateral triangles are not isosceles.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So we have a problem with astrology like that. For example, you think in the whole world, if people have seventh lord in the fourth, this happens, their jaw is completely damaged and things like that. No, this became so, it arranged itself so well. So like the event happened in Moon Saturn, and then when Moon entered Saturn Nakshatra inside Moon star, that day it happened.
Saturday, sir. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, It's a Saturday. So slowly, when it happens so perfectly. And when not happening, what to say about that? There's nothing, right? When it's happening, it is so much fate. Otherwise, it's not happening. So this boy had a lot of issues, didn't know what. But anyway.
And the sun is also there with moon, sir. Moon is not alone in the Makara. Sun is also there. It is just Sukla Pratipa.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Not only moon is in the Shravana, sun is also in the Shravana.
Oh, the sun is also in Shravana. I missed that. Correct. On that day, it will be
just a little after Amavasya.
Okay, Amavasya Pratipat also is a big problem, right? The date is very bad because the moon is so weak, and it coincided with this moon because whose dasha is running. And in Shadbala, I think you noticed that the moon was the weakest.
Rahu Ketu axis is on the transit. Rahu Ketu is on 1/7 axis for this native. And it's not that important, but it's
Oh, okay.
Oh, that means eclipse?
No. It's in the 1/7 axis. Rahu Ketu came on 1/7 axis at the time of
okay.
The accident time. The accident time.
Yeah. Okay.
And one more thing is, sir, Saturn just entered. It's the
Saturn return.
Gandanta just entered Sagi, sir. Just entered Sagi.
Oh, it entered. Okay, that's another point, right? That Saturn, the Antardasha Nath, is in Gandanta.
Yes.
Gandanta is at 29 degrees, then 0 degree, up to 1 degree.
It's 0, 10 arc radius.
Oh, 10. Okay.
Guruji, one information I found out about Mercury's connection in this.
Okay.
This is, we are, as I told you, it's the 12th Lord's Mahadasha with the 6th Lord's Antardasha.
Correct.
And Mercury is running 3rd and 6th from the moon. So Mercury is again a candidate for...
one more point.
Yeah, one more point for the Pratyantar connection. Yeah. So when you said this, Guruji, that how do you find out whether this person is having the same traits as the one that we are doing a research, is when we look at these traits, not only from the D1, but from the D9, and then we look at it from other perspectives. And then we are able to lock on to that, the problem zone. So that is the parameters that we are researching on. So
Okay.
Once it fructifies in all those 20 charts, and if one or two charts are not materializing there, then it means that it was probably a passing thing or a dasha thing. But if it is there for sure, then we need to go, then expand and go for other charts where it is again replicable.
Guruji, I want to share something personal.
You want to send a message to me by WhatsApp?
I mean, I can tell because this is going to help the session, the
Well,
students.
then it is. Yeah, then please go ahead. Yeah, if it is not
Yeah,
anything.
Because last year on January 15th, my father had a hip fracture when the
Okay.
sun entered Makara, and Saturn was in Makara at 29 degrees.
Okay.
So it was my brother's ninth house.
Oh, from your brother, it was the 9th house from Lagna.
Ninth house from Lagna, and sun entered on 15th, Makara Sankranti.
Okay, what is your father's nakshatra?
Oh, we don't have his birth details.
Okay. But at least date
Yeah.
of birth must be there, right? Date of birth.
No, they didn't. He's 86. He was born in a remote village.
Okay. Oh, when he said personal, I didn't get it. Okay, I thought, okay. So it's about your family member. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't see that. Now, one more question. This problem that happened to his jaw, the jaw covers, I mean, the jaw is what makes the mouth, right? Okay. In Rashi chart, Ketu in 3, Bhava chart, Ketu in 2. Which one do you think most appropriately justifies this event?
Ketu in 2, sir.
Ketu in 2nd or Ketu in 3rd?
2nd.
Ketu in 2nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever Rahu and Ketu are on 2-8 axis, it can be on the face or in the lower stomach. The stomach that is close to that portion of the abdomen that is closer to the hip. But it can be anywhere from the navel to the hip region.
Sir, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
The thing is here, moon is at the time of accident, sir. The moon is at 17 degrees in Capricorn. Saturn is at 0 degrees in Sagittarius. That means Sadhisati not yet began, but about to begin. Right, sir?
Okay. That is on the chart, right? On the accident chart.
That is, yeah, at the time of accident. In 1 or 2 degrees, if Saturn moves forward, the Sadhisati will begin for this person. But it's already grave accident. But one more thing is, not more than that, sir. But I just want to. I mean, Sadhisati not yet began, but at the time of accident. But the accident is severe accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of the right hand side, left hand side, the wrist and the leg, which side you think may have been targeted by karma? Right or left?
Left, Guruji.
Why?
I think Saturn rules left.
Okay, Saturn rules generally left. And we see so much of Saturn in the event, right? So much Saturn in the question, so therefore left. Anything else? Anything else to say why left?
Right is for sun, sir. So opposite.
Very good. Moon is left side, right? Okay, that is one. And generally the 12th house itself is left. Therefore, moon, the lord of the 12th. right? Because it became a very important point because the dasha of the moon was happening. Is there anything else you see for moon? Anything else slightly where you can say, okay, moreover, moon is having this problem like that?
There's a Papa Karkari there once again, Guruji. Between Rahu and Sun, moon is malefically hemmed.
Okay, at least in the sky, Rahu is on that side and sun is on this side and moon is there. But anything else, you're very close, a little more.
Mars aspect must be there on Rahu Moon conjunction, sir.
Yeah, we can check that. But simply another point about, why the jaw and so on. Because the mouth is definitely second house. It's not third house. Only the throat is third house. Because Rahu and the moon are together in what nakshatra?
Oh,
Bharani.
Ketu Nakshatra.
Ketu
No.
Nakshatra.
Ketu nakshatra.
Bharani. Okay.
It's not in Bharani still. Because moon is at the last part, very edge of Ashwini, fourth pada. But somehow, you see, somebody in the beginning said, he took birth, I think Pavani said, he took birth just before, a little longer, the moon would have gone out of Ashwini. And then it could not have coincided with that inauspicious birth that born in the nakshatra of mother.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right? So something is there about this Rahu. Oh.
Sir, one more thing is Rahu is the seventh lord, the co-lord of together with.
One more point, yeah. But you connect it to the afflictor of the moon, right? So,
Yes.
as the lord of the seventh, where is it happening? On the road. So, seventh becomes very important. Road is always seventh house.
Sir, I want to add here one point, sir, regarding Sadi Sati. Not yet started, but within 1 or 2 degrees, the Sadi Sati would have started. But the bindus in the Saturn Vinashtak Varka is one for this.
Oh, one. Okay.
For where Saturn is at the time of
Okay.
accident.
Guruji, similarly, Ketu, which is the co-lord of fourth, is in the second house, right? So that vehicle.
Oh, yeah, we can connect it. Yes. Lord of the fourth in second. I'll take you back to the Bhava chart. So, like Kishorji mentioned, when an event happens, it is so clearly seen, right? Everything starts becoming very clear. His mother fell sick in Moon Dasha. This is Drekana.
Guruji, I have a doubt, a technical doubt. And this is a doubt which I'm not able to make any headway or progress in clearing it. Whenever we say that there's a dasha of the 12th lord and the BPHS Vimshotri Dasha Adhyaya says the 12th lord's dasha is always, most of the time it's negatively portrayed. But then when you come to the individual parts, in the dasha of moon and antardasha of the other grahas, they say if moon is placed in Kendra or trine, and then they say if the other grahas are placed in good places, then they give good predictions for that. So was it like a mixed bag? Because here moon is running dasha from the 9th for the native. And that's the reason why I'm confused as to why it gave this problem.
I will tell you how to do this. See, if you say only 9th house as a parameter, okay, you don't know what is the Lord. So the Lord changes the picture. So the problem with BPHS volume 2 Dashadhyaya is when Parashara gives those statements, he doesn't keep asking more questions. He doesn't say, no, what if the moon is the 12th lord? Because he's assumed that you already know these things. So please understand standard thing. The dasha of the lord of the first, the dasha of the lord of the second. He has given that introduction itself. In the dasha of the lord of the 12th, there will be great losses. So once it is 12th lord, it's got a tag that it is a lost lord, it is a hospital lord, it is everything of the 12th house. Then it sits in the 9th. You can't simply read that part which you said, like Kendra Trikona Labha, that one, because he is assuming that you are aware of these things. And in one of the translation, I think Santanam, I don't know if it is G.C. Sharma or Santanam, one of them, the Sanskrit portion is same, but in the translation, they missed out that Parashara hinted that moon is a Maraka for Simhalagna, which I updated in my beginner's class. Okay.
Oh,
So there is a problem that when you read that the entire set, that 9 into 9, you got to think about here. The moon is even more bad because it became the 12th lord in the 9th. You don't want bad lords in the 9th.
okay.
So, I mean, you understand, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
whatever that implies, you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, then when only can you simply read as it is, BPHS? I'll tell you how. To have it in 1, 4, 7, 10, Kendra, Trikona, all that questions, you should ask one more. Okay, it is moreover Yogakaraka for this Lagna. It is already declared as a benefic. You get those clues, then you can be very sure about that.
So
Okay.
12th Lord in 8th, right, sir?
No,
12th Lord in 8th, right, sir?
which one?
The 12th Lord moon is in 8th or is shifted to in Bhava or
No, it is in 9th only.
It is in 9th. I'm
okay.
showing the because only other grahas shifted. Moon didn't shift. Okay. Okay, I'll keep this chart then. Okay,
Guruji, can we add up to what you said just now? Because now I think I have a little bit of more clarity. That if the same 12th lord was also placed in a Dusthana, then that would be actually worse, right?
It will be worse.
So,
now we can use a little bit of common sense. In spite of having such an event, he was saved also, right? That could have been because Jupiter is sitting in the 7th looking directly at Lagna.
yes.
1. And 2, a little bit would have come just because the Dashanath is in the 9th. Like that you can add. Because something is helping him cross the barrier, right? Because already there is a threat at the age of 32, life is in danger, 45, life is in danger, 60, life is in danger, which is Sage Bhrigu said that for Rahu and Ketu on 2-8 axis. Okay. So it took him some time. By the time they found solutions like what to do with it, I mean, he was completely shattered with this one event. Just imagine, normally none of us can digest such things. Okay. Whereas if you don't study and then you mess up your life, then it's a long process. You keep drinking for 10 years and then become sick. It's okay. But accidents are something very unfortunate, sad.
More karmic in nature, I
Yeah,
guess.
so karmic, and it's like 1 second before you're normal and the next second something else is you're going through. These
It's
are
not
big
in our
things.
hands, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally out of control, and there seems to be no logic also. These are the things that is most probably connected to only past life, Rahu and Ketu stuff. Okay.
Sir, one more thing, sir. Rahu in 9th is Marana Karana Sthana for Rahu. It's
I think they are saying right, MKS. Yeah. Now I'll show you the Navamsha. From Navamsha, can you say why Saturn? Okay. Why Saturn?
3rd and 4th in the 12th, Guruji, and retrograde.
I'm looking for a specific answer.
leg problems, Saturn in 12th.
Let me see who gets it first.
Ketu and Mercury in Lagna.
Ketu. Anything else?
Means
See,
the moon
whenever-
is already, it rules
whenever-
8 house.
Whenever we talk about injury and danger, never ignore the 64th Navamsa Lord. Who is the 64th Navamsa Lord? Shani and Rahu. Okay. So Saturn has become too many things at one time. Okay. The fourth from the ascendant in a D9 chart is called the 22nd Drekana. Now, the only confusion we have is 22nd Drekana, mostly people are using it only from moon. Right?
Even from moon, it is Saturn is in the.
Yeah, that I saw. It is there in the 64th Navamsa from the moon. It is one more time again. In this case, it
Yeah,
was.
and it's very strong and exalted. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is like so strong, and this man is a Simha Lagna person. So Saturn is completely against the person. Okay, that's why all this happened.
Guruji, can you repeat, like for 64 Navamsa, we should see when there
How
is
to see 64th Navamsa? Okay, I'll repeat. Wherever the ascendant is in D9, you just count that as 1, and then say next is 2, where Mars is, next is 3, next is 4. Kumbha is 4th. Ask who are the lords of Kumbha. So Rahu will also become 64th Navamsa Lord. Saturn also will become 64th Navamsa Lord. You know how this comes? If you start counting Navamsa by finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, it will be 5 rotations, 12 5s are 60. Then 61, 62, 63, 64. You just search in Google, type 64th Navamsa. Countless pages will pop up. It's called Karesh, Kharesh. And the other one is the 22nd Drekana. So always keep an eye, but 22nd Drekana, if you see, I'm going to click that. Saturn was not involved.
Mars, Guruji.
Yeah, Mars is the 22nd Drekana Lord. Okay. So we didn't get any clue from Drekana. So whenever you're talking about events like this, could be some very complicated surgery or anything which is where the question about danger comes, always keep an eye on 64th Navamsa Lord and 22nd Drekana Lord.
Sir, can we say Saturn is in Mars Rashi? That's why maybe the accident prone or injury prone is there, or Saturn
Yeah.
Mars.
Yeah, we can add that, but these are all additional points. We
This
can say
fourth house, especially.
in the 4th house, yes. In the vehicle where it is already 6th Lord in the 4th, right? So in D7, is anything in D7? Do you see anything? Not in context, but
Yeah, Saturn, moon in
The
7th
moon
house,
is together. They are together in the 7th.
in the moon sign. And
Moon and Saturn are together in D7, right?
They are in the 7th from Lagna, sir, also. It's Maraka Asthana.
Okay. When the horoscope is when the time of birth is accurate, and if you think it could be accurate because of some reason, always have one quick glance at Sashtiyamsa. Could be correct. Okay. Maybe. What if it is correct? We'll get a lot of ideas. You see, moon is in the 12th.
Saturn is 6 from it.
Saturn
Again,
is the
6
same.
from the Dashanath, Saturn holds to the same point, right? In
Yes.
Sashtyamsa. So these are something, mind-boggling. But the only problem is when you get time of birth so accurate, then only you can take at least a lagna point. Otherwise, now Kishorji said that could have been used even without such an accurate time of birth, because we are only referring to grahas in Sashtyamsa. When you say from Dashanath, Saturn is in the 6th house, in the house of accidents. See, I wish that the modern people try to do the exact time of birth, at least closest to a minute, because when the baby starts breathing or crying, or maybe the clamping of the umbilical cord, something like that, at least they can note down even all of those. Maybe in later times when it's getting proven, like how do you say what is the time of birth? We can do some justice. It should be as accurate as possible. If it gets accurate, then you can go up to, what is the higher than this? 150, right? What do you call that? Nadiyamsa? 150. 150 parts, one Rashi is divided. Just imagine what people would have done with that kind of accuracy.
Probably that science was itself lost down the ages, Guruji, because
Yeah, it
so much
must
of
have been.
accuracy without
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
thing,
And they imagined all this, right? That you could have something so accurate. If you read, if you get these books, Deva Keralam by Santanam, just 3 volumes, nobody ever completed this series. You'll be shocked. Small points in the Lagna degree, very small fractions. For that, a flat result. But there's not enough. It'd be like 1 line, 2 line, 1 word, 2 words, something like that. But we know that it is possible, that such things are possible.
What I would suggest, what I'm sometimes thinking, Guruji, because the same thing is also seen in other books like Satya Jadagam and Garga Hora, is they give the simple 1-line things, and it makes no sense to us when we see it and compare it with the Parashari text or the Jaimini text.
Yeah.
But then I keep wondering about it. I say probably they're telling us to think that in the worst case scenario, this is going to be the Faladesha, what you call the prediction, but not always. So we have to take it with a pinch of salt and see if there are any mitigating factors. And if everything is piling up, then it will point to that statement coming true.
Exactly.
That is what I feel. I mean, sometimes we should not take it at face value. Then we are going to go totally wrong, 180 degrees wrong.
Correct.
Those the books that you mentioned are very. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah. Okay. Now, see this planetary aspects on houses. This is an idea given by Maharishi Parashara in the Maraka chapter. This moon, which is the Lord of 12th, is aspecting the 3rd house at 90. Do we give importance to 3rd house? Right? The dasha of the moon, already 12th Lord. So Parashara says it gives a lot of importance to 3rd house planets. Please read that chapter. Planets influencing the 3rd. Not exactly in the 3rd, would be in the 3rd or directly opposite. We might miss a point because opposite 3rd house is 9th house. So you think it is Bhagyasthan. It is very well placed. But where is it looking? It is looking at 3rd house. So planets that look at 3rd house or occupies 3rd house is considered dangerous in certain ways. So you can use it as one of the points to stack up.
Sir, in this accident aspect, how it is affecting, sir?
Because it is a Dashanath.
Yeah,
And one more thing, if you want, only because of the context, third house is 12th from the 4th. See, it's not a car. You see, he's riding a bike.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm just reminding you that please do not neglect the discussions about the third house in the Marka chapter. Danger. Exactly. Prakash answers that. Because it is 8th from the 8th. Ayush Thana. So some questioning of the Ayush is happening. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
very good.
Pratyantar Dasha is Venus, Guruji.
Venus, is it?
Can
You got
someone
it?
check, please? I got Venus.
No,
Okay,
it is Mercury, Guruji, 2017.
Yeah, 17 years, January. I can find out. Yeah.
Oh, it's January. Okay, I took it as June. Okay, I'm sorry.
So in this context, sir,
What was the date, Guruji, you said? Was it a month end of Jan or beginning of Feb?
20 something. Wait a minute.
28th January. 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we are getting Jupiter also involved in that.
28. 28. No, I think, see, I'll tell you what, let's not complicate astrology, because I know so much of theoretical discussion is happening in astrology, which is sometimes, do we need that much to, become very difficult to use it in a real reading. You can just, talk in various levels. So Dasha, Antardasha is enough for all practical purpose. I'll guarantee you that. Okay, because if you become an expert in Dasha and Antardasha, it is definitely more than enough. So this is the time when it happened. So if you want to increase the level, it will be Moon somewhere here. Yeah, correct. Mercury. Moon, Saturn, Mercury.
If you go even one further level, it becomes the 12th from the moon, the Sukshma Dasha.
Okay.
That's Jupiter. One more level and you will reach that Jupiter. Yeah.
Okay.
sir, I have one more stack up point for Saturn to be that bad here in this chapter. Saturn is in its own nakshatra, Anuradha nakshatra.
So it's giving more of its, like confirmed result.
Saturday 17th and
Yeah. We didn't note it down. But I think somebody in the beginning said it's more over in Anuradha. Okay. That is additional point. Like, for example, if you had used Professor K.S. Krishnamurthy's idea about star connection and all of that, then he would have given more weightage to Saturn, because moreover, it is in the nakshatra of, again, the same thing, Saturn, 6th Lord, 7th Lord. So it is like adding up. Okay, Saturn is become too many times.
You also mentioned Gnatikarika. Like, what does Gnatikarika do, Guruji? Like, in this context?
Gnatikarika GK is the in the injury planet, the enemy, the accidents, all of that, which we normally refer in Parashari astrology as 6th house.
Significator of 6th house.
Significator of the 6th house is all the fight, all the bad, in a fight you can get injured, right? Boxing, karate, all of that. So competition, people won't keep quiet, they'll attack us. So sixth representation, everything is GK, the GK planet.
And it is in Sarpadrakana, Guruji.
Sarpadrakana, I saw that, but then how do we connect it to the accident? Maybe you can say Sarpa means danger, or maybe Sarpa is something to do with Rahu of our past lives, something like that you can say.
In the Navamsha, actually, the chart is very good, Guruji. So once again, the Navamsha, the chart is decent enough.
I mean, the chart is even its chart is very good. There are very good.
Even the D1 is good itself. I mean, he should be really wealthy and rich and well settled.
First Lord in the 10th and this 11th Lord and 10th Lord Parivartana is there. Mercury and Venus Parivartana is there. And one more Parivartana is also there. Rahu and Jupiter, it's not good. Rahu and Jupiter Parivartana is also there.
And the Ashtaka Varga is also healthy. Almost all the houses are having 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, and especially the 11th house. Oh, very nice.
Sir, is it like that, sir? The overall chart is good, right, sir? Even though
Yeah, he had his own problems. That we'll take it up in some other discussion. But today we only wanted to discuss this.
Mm-hmm. So can you give a percentage, sir? How good is the chart? 80%, 70%, 50%? Overall chart. Positiveness with respect to.
Now he has entered Mars. From Mars, it is the scores are improving. Okay, but in Moon it went down. So.
Okay. Sir, how is the Lagna Lord, sir? Is it afflicted because of Saturn and or it's not? How good is the Lagna Lord and Lagna?
No, the sun is bothered, right? The sun is bothered by Saturn. We cannot ignore it. Simple reason. Okay, let's answer that single question. How do you know, at least from events, that Saturn has hurt the sun or sun has hurt hurt Saturn? How do you confirm that? Just by whatever we have discussed so far.
The body itself is afflicted because of the Saturn. Accident happened. Yeah.
Yes. So he was out of job. Everything, because that is happening on the 10th house. It took him some time to get back. It was after all that he came to me. I gave him a lot of ideas, remedies, did some corrections, and then now he's back to normal. Okay. So,
okay, sir.
So when the event happens, you know that when Saturn is okay, you might even say when that is because Saturn was ruling at that time, Saturn becomes more powerful than the sun. Right? Like that you can say, but it is an affliction on Lagnadipati.
Yeah, and ascendant Lord is in 12th house nakshatra, in Moon nakshatra. So
Moon's nakshatra, yes. I think we have come to the end of the discussion.
Guruji, do you take Gulika Mandi also into regular usage?
Yeah,
or is it more of a academic interest?
Sometimes I just have a glance. Yeah, I think we should use as much as we can.
Because this time is accurate according to most of the events that are seen. So I think then we can include Gulika and Mandi also to see if there is an additional stack up. And that could also serve as a warning for future consultations, you know, if there is a thing there.
Yeah. Moon. Where do we have the Mandi?
In chart, Guruji, left click on the chart and you can type Gulika. Yeah.
Okay.
Left click on the chart, Guruji.
Between Mandi and Gulika, slightly different, you know, in terms of the degrees. But they'll be very close. So Mandi, including.
Both of them? Yes, well.
In chart,
have to tick it. Yeah, in chart. You have to tick it.
This one, right? In chart.
Yeah. Both are in the Lagna, Guruji. Mandi and Gulika.
MN is Mandi. Okay.
GL also is standing there only, Guruji. GL is 5 degrees of Simha.
Yeah, it'll always be very close. because the formula is the same, but it is like starting and ending of one a space. So you will find it back to back. Mandi in first. Mandi in first is not good for the body.
Okay, sir. Good point to note. Sir, I have one question. Can I ask, sir?
Yes.
If the day doesn't, I mean, not it began. I mean, the date of time of birth is at 5 o'clock or like that. The Saturday may come after. I mean, in Jagannath Hora it says Friday, even though. So, I mean, normally we say it's Saturday. Time of birth is at 5 o'clock. In Jagannath Hora it says it's Friday, not Saturday.
Meaning,
because sunset, sunrise, something they will calculate and they will say like that.
No, what time? This guy was born in PM, right?
No, just general other questions are just.
Oh, generally. Okay, generally. Okay, that is called the Hindu day and the English day, right? Gregorian calendar day and Hindu day. I have a little bit of a difference, there. Practically, I saw the English day working.
Okay. That means after 0 hour.
After 0 hours, the weekday changes because I have some proof with consultations. Okay. Something very important happened 2-3 times. So I'm pretty sure. See, I am thinking how karma works. Everything is generally what the world follows. Somehow karma is getting adjusted to that. Because if you say Gregorian calendar came recently, but it is used by more people in this world, because in India itself we are using it, right? So Happy New Year is celebrated only in the midnight. They all scream, right? Happy New Year. They're not waiting for the sunrise. So, but if you ask from Panchanga logics, it should have been sunrise only. If you want to use the day of the week. Okay.
Yeah.
But just ignore it because that's a small fraction.
Okay. So we should take it as Saturday if the 0
Yes.
if the day starts.
Yeah.
0. Okay.
I was in Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's ashram where they delayed the salary. So my friend and I did a prashna and I said, the answer came as Saturday, Saturn's connection. Okay. So we were just waiting for like what you thought. I was waiting for the next day, like Saturday has come. So tomorrow morning they'll call and hand over the payment. I don't know if it'll be like shocking. At 12:01, we got the information. Please come and collect your payment.
Wow.
Midnight.
God. It's amazing, huh?
Yeah. But that was not that was the first time I saw this happened in 1994. Okay. But after that, I noticed so many times events and all of that. If you're connecting it to the day, it's actually as soon as the midnight happens itself, it's getting activated. Then I reasoned it out that, like, for example, accidents are happening mostly on 8/17/26 discovery I made. That also works from midnight itself. Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So from that, this is a practical idea, but there's no proof. Okay. I just got, I got proof that it works. So therefore I'm using this idea. But logically, it is only when sunrise happens, you change the weekday.
Yeah. But if the person has a 7th Lord as Saturn and he is born on Saturday, we have to look for other stack of points, whether it is supported or not as
Correct. Yeah.
Real mark or not.
Exactly.
There is a parallel in quantum physics, Guruji, for what you observed and what we are all observing. And they say that whenever a phenomenon is observed, then it comes into calculation context or reality. till we observe it, the observable universe. That's the reason why we take the birth of the child. Once we see the child independent or taking the breath of air. So
Ah,
till we see that, otherwise, why can't we take the Adhan, Lagna, Adhan at the time of conception? Because we do
correct.
not know exactly, because that is hidden from our observation, so it doesn't come into our calculation purview. But
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
when you started thinking of the day as starting from 1200 or 0000, then that entire thing gets configured accordingly because everything is connected. And
Correct.
nowadays, the entire world is connected and thinking of that 0000 as the start of the day. Everything becomes aligned according to that, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that when more and more people are getting into astrology, it starts working more perfectly.
One
Okay.
more concept I will give you.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
experience, I'm saying whenever I started looking at Gulika is working for me. Before I
Okay.
started giving importance to Gulika, I did not know whether it was there
No,
or
no,
not.
no. Let me tell you, I mean, it's a nice, finding. Okay. I was into KP astrology for nearly 5 years. I literally, memorized the entire, whatever Professor K.S. Krishnamurti gave us. I went through that. I became, so it was like at that time, I'm only doing that. I'm not doing anything else. And I'm getting all the predictions correct. Then at one point in time, I understand that the time of birth accuracy has to be very high. And then in KP system, you will not make general statements. You will make so specific statements. It will be completely wrong and perfectly right. Something like that. When you completely wrong, you can't go and tell the client that your time of birth was wrong. So it goes, it becomes very like yes, no type, So then I found it was not practical. So I gave it up, but I continued to use it for some more time for Prashna. So many times I played around with it, hour, minute predictions that it will happen at that minute. Okay. You're going to say, why don't we learn that also? It will be like this. At that time, all this will start fading away because if you look at KP system, they won't even use Vimshotri Dasha or the text itself. They won't do any of that. For them, it is simply what they call significators. So how do you get the results? Simply the horoscope, no text. Planet connection, the house significators up to sublord. Now they've gone further and further, confuse the whole thing. Sublord, sublord. So it's gone to that extent. But I'm just reiterating what you're saying or confirming what you're saying. Whatever we are using at that time, that works.
Same,
I
way,
think,
with, same way with Rahul's fifth aspect and ninth aspect, Guruji. That also is working nowadays for me.
Yeah, that's what. It is all about how your brain, figures it. See, for example, I don't know. Sometimes it just happens like that. When I'm playing snooker, actually before hitting the ball, I already see that I pocketed it sometimes. And you know how I'll hit the ball? As I would have just seen the ball and I know it's going into the pocket. After that, it'll be so mechanical. I won't think, I won't do anything. I'll just bend down and hit, it'll go off inside. Whereas where I think a lot, I must not miss it. I have to be very careful. I'll definitely miss it. So the thoughts, the way you think about something is actually doing something else to that. So that may be how we explain, these things. How did I use KP system so much? At that time, I never used Parashari astrology. Then I went back to Parashari astrology. Again, it starts working. Okay, so we go back and forth. And suddenly, if you want, we can start doing Charadasa here and try to find the accident. That should also be, able to explain. Right?
So in
We
the
use
same
other
way, I think
dasha
the priest in some festivals let the devotees call Sri Rama Jayam so many times. I think it also works in that way also. He
Sri Rama
lets
Jayam?
You mean the priest let the devotees tell, chant this Sri Rama Jayam many times
Okay.
with so much of crowd in the it will affect according to the how many people you chant those mantras.
Hmm.
Not one or two, so many so many people chant the same mantra. It will affect the same way. I think.
Have
Exactly.
you used other dasha systems?
Power of mantra.
Hmm.
Have you used other dasha systems also, Guruji?
No,
Only
I never bother at all. I know there are specific rules for if a planet is like this, if your horoscope is like this, then you got to use that one. I thought, how many? See, as a professional astrologer, I can't do all these things. I have to stick to the general population, like how people are going. They understand this, and I never felt the need for going to, I wanted to become more specific. Okay, though I didn't write that software at all. Whatever I wrote is only for Vimshottari Dasha. But today, if I want, I can use other dashas because the software is able to provide. But yet I don't want, because I don't want to look at it from one more point where I'll get conflict and will not know what to do with it. Like, which one will I say? For example, you were saying that, do I use the logic that the moon, the Dashanath is in the ninth house from Lagna? Do I use that? Or do I use only that from moon, Saturn is in the... So if I tell you one point, like it's 12th Lord as well, at least I have some clarity. Whereas if I start using different ideas, in fact, there was a time when I was toying between this. I'll draw a conclusion from Parashari angle. I'll also draw some conclusion from KP system, and then I'll run it in my mind and then tell the final result to the client. But I found it was not working. I got even more confused. Then I gave it up. Okay. So, I know some of you know that I attended Mark Boni's class. Both the classes he conducted in Chennai. He'll be doing the chart from a different way, but I'll be running the normal Parashari way and getting the same answer. In fact, I'll get the answer quickly. Of course, he also knows what has happened to the client, but even before he lets the class know, I'll know this is what must have happened to this guy. What could have happened? Sometimes I tell it out, gently. Whoever is sitting next to me, look at that, and sometimes you send messages. Look at the Bhava chart; it's very clear. But Mark Boni is not using that; he's using some other method. But he also comes to the same point. So it's all about what do you practice, and then how does your brain work on it. See, ultimately, it is opinionated, right? You will have to give an opinion about something. So finally, it will be your words, what you say. And there at that point, I was perplexed when B.V. Raman said, when I asked him, sir, you're using Raman and I'm using Chitrapaksha and Amsa. How will you publish these things in your magazine? He said, don't worry about that. You use what works for you, I'll use what works for me. That's all. But it is actually unscientific, right? Two different anamshas, with that you're working. It's unscientific. But now I understand what he's saying. Maybe for him, the final words that come out of him in terms of 350 predictions, perfect. K.N. Rao ji only documented it. How do you get it? But K.N. Rao doesn't follow B.V. Raman. Okay. So something else we really can't understand.
Quantum
It's like how many of you, I know I want to see can we check 64th Navamsa Lord also? We might have missed it. Like that, I'll be missing a lot of things. You might know something else which I don't know. Maybe if you look at it from another dasha angle, you might get some more accurate results. Everything is possible. Okay. But the thing is, as Kishorji mentioned, when you stay in a system, you look at it like this, and then keep on doing the same thing, you will get clarity. Okay. So I wasted some time going back and forth here and there. So There are several ways of doing the same thing. Sometimes, so therefore you will say what works best for you, you follow that. Soumya had asked the question, did we miss it? What if Ascendant Nakshatra? Ascendant Nakshatra? No, I don't know. We are talking about Nakshatra, Moon Nakshatra. One thing about the Nakshatra connection can be the parents' Nakshatra, trinal can be your Lagna Nakshatra. Soumya, if you are around, I don't know if you're still attending. It's a long session, not everybody can stay till the end. Okay, we'll stop now.
I'm here, yeah.
So that was the horoscope of a person who's so terribly confused with his orientation, sexual orientation. These are the times when I think about, the soul being imprisoned in a body. So many varieties of problems that we all have.
Sir, it's all in the mind, sir. In our mind, that's it. Nothing.
No. Is it Maya or reality?
It's Maya. Sure.
It is Maya, sir.
It is only in the context, right? In what context are we talking?
I think this question always comes. I think to most of the people over here, since astrology is like an occult, right? So we are interested in that. But I think Adi Shankaracharya's example, it always he gives an example, right? And even in Dakshinamurti Stotram, he mentions it. I think the perfect example is like our dream. Everything seems to be so real, we're involved. Everything is as one. The moment we wake up, everything will disappear. Maybe that could be the thing. When the soul leaves the body, everything will be disappearing.
That is one of the reasons, Sai Garu, why all the religions are telling us to go into meditation, retreat, and this tap sadhana and all that, to still the brain. Probably.
Guruji, I think at one point you had mentioned, right? I think the drama could be Maya, but what we are experiencing is real, something like that, right? You said it recently to me.
Yeah. Actually, that's the truth. So I think Soumya, I spoke to you directly, right? I didn't speak to the class. You see, when we are in the dream, think about it. You are experiencing it. You're experiencing something. So the actual word Maya should be related to passing, changing. It's not absent. If everything is unreal and everything is Maya, how can truth be discussed in it? Have you thought about it? How can you discuss truth? This world is where we are discussing all the truth. You are reading Bhagavad Gita, you are reading this, you are even talking about Adi Shankara. All this, I'll say no, Adi Shankara never existed. What will you do now? Krishna never existed, which is what the atheist is believing.
That's not Maya. No. That's not. That's real.
No, wait. That is no, that is not Maya, you have to say. Okay. We have an issue here. Okay. So when you say Maya, what you thought about the movie, that part is not real. There's an unreal part of that. You say dream. What do you see in a dream? Strange things? Impossible things? Everything is again the same logic only. So you compare life to dream. But dream itself is based on life. And then you say, you see a dream, and then say, life is like a dream. Because from life's point of view only, you're seeing a dream which is unreal. And then you're saying, Life itself is a dream. It's just a
That is why Buddha and Mahavira, they avoided this question of whether God exists or not, Guruji. And in fact, when you said this, it suddenly rang a bell in my mind. Because
So-
whenever somebody asked Buddha, does God exist, he would remain silent.
yeah.
I think
So
that's the reason, probably.
Yeah, he never spoke about it. But there was a time when he did speak. And that in the original book, he has mentioned there is something called God. Okay, but he said it's not like this. Even Albert Einstein also said, I don't believe in your type of God, but I believe in some other God, like this. So people are struggling to answer that question. The reality is, if you say everything is relative, it is relative to something which is absolute, right?
Yes. Yeah. There
That
must be something absolute.
that absolute must be the truth. So the dreamer, when he dreams, is called a dreamer, and when he's awake, he's called a waker, right? He's awake. This guy who's dreaming and then he is awake, he's sleeping, the same one guy is real. So all of us are real.
This is reference. Yeah. This is the main.
But what is the problem here is, if I keep looking at Kishore as this human body, which I see now, in this he has a little bit of darker hair. It's an old photo, obviously, like how I have dyed my, something like this. So long time back, I can shrink him and make him small. I can make him a baby. I keep looking at him, this. Then I'll say, this is not real, this is not real, this is not real, this is not real. There is an unreal part of us. What you are. When I joined school, I know nothing. But later I know. Is it the same me or different me? So there is something unreal there. So there's so much unreality. But there is a real guy, a real experiencer. So when this question was asked several times to yogis in different ways, they have answered this. Satya Sai Baba, when he was discussing about Maya, and somebody smartly asked, that means Bhagavad Gita also is a Maya, right? It's not real. He said, yes. But it is like a lion in a dream, which wakes you out from the dream. It wakes you out. It wakes you up. Now, if you and I watch a movie, we won't watch it in the same way. Okay? At least let me say Tamil movie. Because somewhere or the other, most of them have come to my house or I have gone to their house. So I look at them in a different way. I'll be looking at who's this director, this guy came for consultation, look at the stupid fellow, what he's doing in the scene. I'm looking at different things. Whereas you're staring at the screen without taking your eyes off, thinking it is real. That is the Maya portion. So I told to Soumya that when an actor is acting, he is real, but his role is unreal. What he thinks of himself in the character, that doesn't stay. It's not real. But there's a real guy who's doing it. So there is a reality somewhere and there is an unreal somewhere. So we know for sure what is a dream and what is when we are awake, right? But we are comparing it. Both are having similarities. There are similarities, obviously, because both doesn't last. So when we die, it'll look like a dream. It just looks like a dream. Next life you're born, whatever donations you did, whatever good you did to this world, everything will come as experience in the next birth. And whatever sin you did will come as bad. So it's all real. You cannot say none of these things are going to work. Everything is real. That's why we need to become good, to do all this, meditation gives you that experience. There is another way of looking at life. You become calm and so on. But what is the agenda of Sri Krishna in Mahabharata?
To establish the dharma.
Dharma, yeah.
Detachment and away
What-
from.
What dharma? What dharma in Mahabharata? Everything is Maya.
Guruji, his basic message was to do your work without expecting the
No,
fruits.
I'll dismiss it off as Maya, even that. You see, that's a problem. So when Kauravas take over everything that Pandavas have got, that's a Maya actually. They are thinking that this is mine. Okay? But later there is a fight. There are so many things that happen. We have Yudhishthira gambling and so on. Lots of things are happening. It's a complete message for moving on with life. At one point, all this will become Maya, because when you get moksha, it will become Maya. Until we get moksha, it is not Maya. So you have to talk only relatively. Okay. So at this point, you should not say this. When the student becomes the professor later on, it's called like moksha. Eventually it will become. But when the child is in first standard, it should not say, I'm talking about moksha. We are not supposed to do that. First standard is real, second standard is real, third standard is real. But then finally, I'll become something else. That day, the school is a waste of time. I will not go back to school. That time we can say it's all over. Until it is over, we have to take it as our experience is the truth, and what we do is creating the future for us. There's no denial about that. So every time I play a game of chess, I think like that. You see, I'm creating the future on the board. My opponent is also creating. And finally, one mistake I make, I'm punished. There's no Maya here. It's straightforward. You have to hit the ball here, only then it will go inside. The ball has to be, by the bowler, it has to be done like this, only then it will go to the stumps. Everything is so perfect. Maths, calculations, so much of accuracy. Okay, it's not like a dream state. In dream, you will see all kinds of things. In dreams, you see sometimes it will be it won't be like proper. One scene will be here, and the next scene in the dream will be somewhere else. It won't be like how we are in this world, Like right now, I can see it has become 10, it has become 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, 10.4. It won't be like this. That will be here, like this sudden, fill-ups will happen. So there's no point comparing it with dream. It has some similarities, but it is not. Okay. So please do your prayers, become a better person, and do more charity. Astrology proves that we'll be reborn again and again. Okay.
These remedies
Thank
are
you, sir. Thank you.
for getting us to that almost awakening state, Guruji, I believe. Because when you don't do any of these good deeds, it means you're in deep slumber, and you cannot wake a person who is in deep sleep. Whereas when you're doing these, yes, Guruji.
I read the horoscope of a person where I instantly knew he had amassed wealth on the wrong route. Okay. So I'm trying to tell him something. He is getting upset. And he quickly finished the consultation, and there was one more person. He said, you continue, I'm going. That's all. Because there's nothing encouraging. I said everything in a very negative. Now, before he left, I was compelled to tell the remedies. Okay. He was born on Amavasya, and that coincided with an eclipse. Where is the eclipse? It is on the wrong axis of money. So I know for sure he'll go to jail. So I'm telling him these two remedies are there. You know what is the reply? See, these remedies are all simply just eyewash. It won't work.
Sir, what is the wrong axis of money, sir? I mean,
Second, 2-8.
okay.
So he said, I don't believe in all these things. Everything is there simply to satisfy the client. Astrologers are saying remedies. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye. That's all. Consultation over. One of the quickest consultation they had in recent times.
So Guruji, like wrong, when you say wrong axis, like a specific, like Rahu in second or
No,
Ketu in second?
eclipse on that. But of course, he had so many other adharmic qualities in his horoscope. But I'm just quoting that. Okay. So his Rahu Dasha is coming up. So it's easy to say he'll go to prison. Okay.
5 grahas in the 8th, Guruji.
No. Not so many. Yeah.
I remember, Guruji.
Oh, okay. So it came to you also.
Yeah. I think you know through who, right?
Yeah. So sometimes, I feel if the karma is so bad, it won't even give you an option to change. That's why I was so much impressed when Sai, in his website, he gave some quotes on the top. Very interesting quotes, right?
Yeah, that credit goes to my other friend. Like he was the one actually who brought this quote.
These are the statements that we should always remember. Like I always remember, once in a while I keep quoting those lines from the autobiography of a yogi, that the child will be born at that time, at that hour, when the celestial, when it is in harmony. So this is the same thing I thought. I was thinking, how is the horoscope happening? Which means the soul is waiting for that. Like somebody in the class today said, he's making sure he's born in the nakshatra of his mother to make the birth inauspicious. So many times I've seen father's star, mother's star, suffering, great suffering.
Sir, will this apply to Kogans also, sir?
No. I read that line. Even in Sanskrit, I checked it up. It's only brother, sister, and mother, father. That's all. That was the main thing. Brother, sister also is mentioned. In the sloka it is there. But in reality, I never found problems in life except for father and mother. But I think it is there for brother and sister also.
Because I have seen a family where two Kogans, two.
Yeah. Brother and sister, where it works. I found out. Sorry about that. The twins, the birth of twins.
They are not twins, sir. But
No. I am saying I derived one more explanation why one of the twin is always dying so quickly or out of turn. Unexpected death. So many times in my consultation, I've seen that the second twin dies. The twin who was born later, that twin dies. So many examples I have. I was just thinking, the main point must be born in the star of father, father or mother, brother or sister. Okay.
Not the first one, the second one. Yeah.
The second one, not the first one. Okay. So, like there isn't anything, but because of, one is during the reading, do you have memory of all these things? You make a mistake. You didn't think about it. That day your mind was not all right. You are not well. So many conditions are there while reading a chart. Okay, how attentive you are. Sometimes it just flows. Sometimes it gets stuck. So many things can happen. But I feel it is also part of every time I've seen severely afflicted horoscope, in the beginning of the consultation itself, a lot of problems will happen. A lot of problems. Suddenly, this thing which keeps working like 100% will stop working. and I won't know what to do with it. Then I'll say, okay, I'll try this, I'll try that. And meanwhile, the other side client, also something will happen to the mic. It will not work. Then he or she will come on WhatsApp call. At that time, I'll get another call, which will interrupt this call. And then I'll say, wait, somebody's calling. So it's got cut. 15 minutes back and forth. Then finally we will solve. And then you open the chart, it will be so bad. I'll give you one more example. Every time people came for, horoscope matching, Tuesdays, always it will be no match. 30 years in my life. Tuesday, they will come for horoscope matching. And I will always end up saying it is horrible. No match. In fact, I wanted to tell my office, don't give a consultation on Tuesday. But then I didn't want to mess up with the natural order of things. At least it is a clue for me. So there's so many things which you can learn and document. What Sai is doing is very nice. So let's hope he can develop that. And Kishorji, you just continue with that, add more charts to that research you're doing. And then create
I will send the charts, what I collected.
Yeah. And the Excel sheet, put it in the common drive and share the link with the BSPS students. And we will see how quickly we can. I think before we finished, Varman quoted, what was the rule he said? Venus in Saturn house or Saturn Navamsha, right? So he was correcting that. Why Venus gets involved is Venus is the normal, the word, the topic. And that something is going wrong with it. Therefore, Venus will surely be in the picture. Right?
Venus afflicted by Saturn in some way or other.
Yes.
Sir, continue, sir, please, sir. Yeah.
No, I have the horoscopes of female, what do you call them? We call it
Transgenders?
No. Actress in, but the normal word is actor only. Female artist, female actors. Where I have at least 3. Venus debilitated in Rashi and Navamsha. Okay. So you can easily guess what lifestyle they're following. Okay. And I know for sure. It's obvious, and I cannot say certain things, but it's confirmed. So Venus has a great role, must be having a great role to play in certain ways. So we need to find, when we do this, that 50 chart reading, we must come to at least 3-4 rules which is working in 80% of the horoscopes. Okay, maybe you get 30, let's say 50 horoscopes, and then suspicion, 10 horoscopes, you drop it out completely, saying maybe time of birth is wrong, but take the other one. The remaining, in that we should get at least 80%, 80 to 90%.
Yeah, 80 to 90 is coming for 2 or 3 rules for sure, but those 2-3 rules can also mean other things. So I'm going even deeper and seeing if there's something that is going to clinch the deal for us. Okay. So as many, depth I can go, I'm trying to go into.
Okay, good.
But again, there's a limitation of a single person doing it. So probably some more charts can help. It should be like proper charts, not B rated or A rated.
I have people.
Yes, Soumya.
I wanted to suggest, Guruji, I don't know much about it, but there are APIs, right, that you can connect to Astro Bank, and it can pull the charts that they already have.
Yeah, that I've taken already, right? Soumyaji.
They understood that. They understood that.
We have already taken 130 charts there.
Yes.
But to process those 130 charts is going to take us time, right? So we need to split the task.
Take time. Yeah, it will take time.
In those days, the olden days, they used to split the task, and all of them would then meet at one point, and they would find out their findings. They would share their findings.
Now, what we can do, we'll have one Excel sheet that is shared in the BSPA group, and with that, everybody can contribute. Maybe you have a sheet 1 only to enter the date of birth, if the name is known celebrity, name, date, time, place. If not, we are given a serial number, and everybody can generate their own horoscopes with that. And you have in sheet 2, you have the something, and then findings, you have it in sheet 3. You can do.
Actually, what I started today, Guruji, is to have D1 and D9 as small charts on the top of the A4 sheet, and then the afflictions, the observations that we do from D1 and the observations on D9. And this I'm going to repeat it for all the 20 charts. And when we see something common, I'll be highlighting or making it in a red color or something so that it stands out, the moment you see it, like a bird's eye view.
Yeah. When you complete it,
So
you will know
will that
at least.
be okay, Guruji?
Yeah, that will be fine. When you complete it, you know what will happen. Wherever the time of birth is wrong, you will see something very different in that chart. That almost nothing works. Whatever
one parameter will be there. Yeah, one or two.
Very less it will be. That time we'll say maybe we suspect time of birth there. Okay.
Or it's a dasha thing.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, that is a very smart answer. That dasha thing. Definitely it is there. One of the things. Okay. Right. We'll get back. So now we'll be trying to have it on Friday and Sunday. Friday for BSPA and Sunday for the regular Patreon students.
Guruji, one small request. Since you have some really outstanding charts, which I'm sure for privacy reasons you can't share, can you put it on the green board and show us the placement of the grahas without the date, time, place?
Yeah.
Is it possible to pull that?
Yeah, I can do it.
Just for the sake of, learning from those placements.
Yes, surely.
Maybe even the degrees also.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji.
Guruji, looks like someone has a question. Someone raised hand.
No, that is a question. The hand raise. I don't know. Niranjan Kumar, you have a question?
No, I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
After that person, yeah.
Shiva, Niranjan Kumar.
Guruji, you told about 3 horoscopes where the Venus was debilitated in both Rashi and Navamsa.
No, but it was also involving a particular house. Okay.
But if it is debilitated both in
No, it was not just debilitated. All of them had the same pattern. The same pattern on 1/7 it was.
Okay. But if it is debilitated in both, it will get the Vargottama, right?
Yeah. But then we'll have to diligently use that, Vargottama is like stressing on something. So it is negatively stressing on something.
Okay, sir.
That is the reason why I wanted to see those 3 charts, Guruji, without seeing without the date, time, place.
Okay.
So, sir, can I ask a question, sir?
Yeah.
So in horoscope matching, sir, if for one person 2 matches came, and the nakshatra matching is the important one in horoscope matching. Is it right, sir? The nakshatra match is the important thing.
Nakshatra match is like the starting. Suppose you are having an office and you're looking for there's a vacancy for an accountant's post. So who will you select? Only those people who did accountancy in school or college, okay, BCom students, something like that. Engineer comes, you say no. This guy comes, you say no. Only I want your type. So nakshatra match is just the beginning of actually rejection. Reject. You are rejected. What else is remaining is nakshatra match, the selection. But you won't select based on that, because you have to now go for Mars, Mangal Dosha check. Whether Mangal Dosha is there, cancellation, only follow Parashari's idea. Third, Dasha Sandhi. Take Dasha Sandhi seriously. Fourth, how much of malefics on 1/7 of the boy versus 1/7 of the girl and 2/8 of the girl. If you get some, okay, at least this is somewhat similar, then you say yes. But somehow I understood the logic of what that is. Okay, that's a very different topic, that fourth test. In fact, I asked my teacher, are you trying to join bad people with bad people so that you allow good person to marry the good person, and so the Guruji was was very much impressed with what I said. I mean, he said, yeah, maybe that's also the reason, or maybe it's only going to happen like that. Okay, that's a sad part of it. So even if you have affliction and affliction, it's like you both join together and go along with your affliction, something like that.
It's like Mars Mangal Dosha. Both have the same and
Yeah, something like
will get
that.
on.
But Mars, that explanation is quite different. Mars explanation is the other person will die. So
Ah.
if you join two people, you don't know which person has to die now. No, I made a joke out of it. I explained Kujadosha in an article to B.V. Raman. I wrote in the last paragraph, Mars does not know whom to kill. He's confused. And then the last line I wrote was, meanwhile, the couple continue to live.
That's a
Because according to the husband's chart, who has to pass away? Wife has to pass away. According to wife's chart, who has to pass away? Husband has to pass away. Now Mars will kill whom?
Confused.
Doesn't know. Mars is confused. Meanwhile, the couple goes on living.
Yes. Nice, nice explanation.
I got so many, letters to editor saying, I mean, though it sounds like a joke, okay, but I was just thinking of, people are saying double negatives make positive. But it's not double negative makes positive. Negative into negative only positive. If we add negative and negative, it's negative only.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
My doubt was is if the last three are equal for these men, last three are equal
Matching.
for two matches. Yeah. For one person, two guys came. For one lady, two guys are in consideration. The last three are same for both sides. One guy's chart is very nice, but only 18 points matching. But the other guy's chart is not that nice, but 23 or 25 points are matching. So in this case, whom do you prefer? Should we prefer?
Actually, after this, if it comes to a confusion stage, you will have to read the entire chart and try to figure out, not just the matching.
That means 18 and 23, we don't stop there. We should.
You continue and then try to evaluate the complete chart, and then try to find which is more advantageous, and then jump to that.
Even 18 is good when the chart is.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
But see, the problem is we don't have a constant, a pakka answer to this because it changes according to situation. So if I say it's okay if it's 18, no. If it is troubled, I'll say 18 is bad. Because if the person has combinations for troubled marriage, then every point counts. You can't keep it at the border like 18, 17, 18, 19 like that. So we have a problem here in horoscope matching is because individual horoscope will continue to work. So we have a problem. So the individual horoscope will still cover the quality of marriage. But with the matching, it gets better or worse from that standpoint. So just because you matched, don't think it is foolproof. It's not.
It's not. Okay.
It's not foolproof. Because there will be other problems in the individual chart that is still capable of doing certain things. So I'm saying so many things are happening. It's so tough nowadays because people are copying the Western world. Small fight, immediately they talk about divorce. 50 years back, 100 years back, in India, the joint family will save the marriage and make, solve the problem, and people go on, continue. But that is not the case today. He divorced, this guy divorced, that lady divorced. So I'm also doing the same thing. I can't put up with this. And we have a problem as the time changes, it's getting more difficult. But the happiness quota of human beings have always been across centuries same only. Depending upon karma, it was always the same. But divorce is a different topic. Okay. Mm-hmm. Those days, separation by death was very common because of diseases and war. So maybe Mars was something to do with war, most probably, or something else. Okay, disease also. Because Mars is the Karaka for war and disease, he's a sixth house Karaka, right? Significator. So maybe some logic is there, but finally, what will it boil down to? The habit of the man, the habit of the the mentality. All that again.
That is the nakshatra moon of
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what. And then you should also be frank enough to say this guy will be like this only, because when you read the chart, are you okay with it? It's quite complex.
Those 18 points, the mentality will be, some
somewhat less. As the score increases, it will get better. But I found out the single digit score is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have never come across a single horoscope where they were not divorced with a single. But of course, I did. In 30 years, I've come across maybe 5 to 6 with single digit score, and still they made it.
And you said this matching is not only for wife and husband, for friendship.
Yeah.
General friendship.
Yeah, general friendship and even partnership in business, everything you can use. It's almost correct. Of course, people will point out to the Yoni match where it's only between husband and wife. Okay. Yes. So it's okay. It's a relative referencing. Okay.
In general, we can use, yeah.
Yeah, you can always use it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, long session we had. We'll stop here.
A lot of good things today discussed, Guruji. Thank you.